Hi, Suzanne here. I wanted just to drop you a little video on the how-tos of getting that lateral thoracic breath for Pilates. So the Pilates breath is not a normal breath. This particularly focus on getting a little more expansion into the rib cage as you breathe and feeling that connection into your core, down to the abdominals, into the pelvic floor. But initially, what I want to go through is just to get that wide, deep, full breath. When I teach breath in a class situation, I always teach at week one, and it's always the first thing to go out the window when we start to do our movement, because there's so many other things initially that you have to think about. So you probably find as you get into your practice, into doing the classes, that you'll get a little more space to kind of think into the breath and how your breath is going. But let's just take a few pointers at the start and get you going with it. So lateral thoracic breath in Pilates, laterally into the sides, with loads of movement into the sides of the rib cage, and thoracic is up into the thoracic part of your spine, which is rib cage and upper back. The breath is in through the nose for 5 and out through the mouth for 5. So it's just a nice flow of breath in for 5 and out through the mouth for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The count is just to keep the breath quite rhythmic, and this is a lot to do with connecting into your parasympathetic nervous system and just calming your nervous system down, your body down, so you can focus into the body in a more relaxed manner. So the breath, where does it go? So if you bring your hands up onto the rib cage and just give yourself a little tap around your rib cage, and just bring your attention into where you want to feel the movement. So once you've done that, you feel that the tapping is kind of get you that little invigoration, a little bit of tingly feedback into the brain, and that again will help you send information from the movement into the brain about what's happening where. So let's bring our hands to start off with tap into the sides of the rib cage, and then pop your fingers there. Inhale through the nose for 5. Exhale through the mouth for 5. Now I want you to notice, can you feel the ribs? Push your hands away like an accordion, and then release. Can you feel with your fingers or your hands, can you feel the rib cage expand or widen? Can you feel the bones move apart? Stretching apart, and then can you feel them draw a little closer again on the exhale? So that's your wide breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Then what's happening to the back of the rib cage and to the front? So we bring our hand to the front and back of our rib cage, and you'll find that when we go with the inhale, you're going to notice if you feel that the upper back moves at all. So take a breath in there and exhale. And you might find if you're a little stuck in the upper back, you might feel little or no movement there, but you're going to see if you can use your breath and get a little bit more, maybe into those vertebrae. Because remember, those ribs connect to those vertebrae in the upper back, and that's what allows a little bit of movement when you breathe. So inhale and see if you can feel with your backhand a little bit more sense of the breath pushing your backhand away. And then release. And just notice, even if it's just a subtle give, if you can get a little bit more breath in. Notice as your shoulders relaxed. Now I want you to think about what's happening just to the front. So we have a little movement to the front here as well. But we want to notice that if we can keep our focus into the areas that we feel that we could get a little bit more movement. You'll feel the rib cage and the spaces, little V to the front, widen and deepen, and exhale. Okay, so that's your lateral thoracic breath for Pilates.